everyone. Let's talk about virtual choir recording setup. We are all recording from different places because we're all recording from our homes and our homes are different. However, there are a few common things that we all need to consider when you are preparing your virtual choir recording studio. The first thing that you need to consider is what is going on in the background. I happen to be in a spare bedroom in my home, and the reason I'm in this room is because for recording purposes, the backgrounds work really well. You can see the walls are not painted. The one that is painted, which you'll see in a moment, is just painted a solid color, light blue, so it's not very distracting. There's no pictures on the walls because I haven't hung anything up yet, so not so great for decor purposes, but in terms of virtual choir stuff, this works really well. And that's not to say that you have to be in front of a completely solid colored background, but you do want to make it as minimal as possible. So if you can be in front of a solid color wall or door or curtains maybe, that's ideal, but try to avoid things like crazy, lots of furniture in the background, lots of clutter, pictures on the walls, anything that's gonna distract your audience, our viewers, from what's going on in the frame, the main attraction, which is us, our faces, and our voices. So please take into consideration your background before you go ahead and make your recording. The next really big thing that you need to consider is lighting. We will remind you all time and again not to record in front of a window, because I'm actually going to show you what happens. I actually have a window right here to my left, and when I stand in front of this window, you'll see what happens to the lighting. My face is now in shadows or completely dark, and you can see the background in back of me is crazy. The sun is casting lots of glares, and so just things that we do not want in our frame. So do not record in front of a window unless you have like really blackout curtains or blinds or something like that. We want to avoid this is called being backlit, and we want to avoid being backlit because then our faces are dark. We will not be able to accept your recording. You'll have to redo it. You'll be frustrated, so on and so forth. On that same note, I'm not sure if you can hear, but there are definitely a lot of outside sounds coming in right now. So before I make my recording, I'm going to be shutting this window. I can hear people's ACs, I can hear crickets actually, and I can even hear a few neighbors' voices. So we do not want recordings to pick that stuff up. You'll have definitely make sure that windows are closed. On that same note, I'm going to show you over here is a door. I'm going to shut that before I record. And you should definitely make sure to do the same thing, especially if you have a lot of siblings or pets or just a very busy household. Lots of noises that are going to be out of your control. Siblings yelling, pets making noise, mom doing cleaning, vacuuming, dishwasher, laundry, all kinds of things that you may not really realize are going to cause extraneous noises in your recording. People knocking on the door, doorbells, all sorts of things. So maybe that means you need to have a conversation with the people that you live with and let them know what you're doing. Let them know that they have to be silent for this amount of time. Or if you can manage to get the house alone for a little bit, that's an awesome time to make your recording as well. This way you can almost guarantee no uninterrupted or no interruptions from noises that are out of your control. Something else that you'll want to consider is to make sure you've done a vocal warm-up before you go to make your recording. So whatever that means for you, maybe you go in your car and warm up, maybe you warm up in where you're going to record. Definitely make sure you do that. We have tons of resources available that you guys are now familiar with, and make sure that you have some water nearby as well. I am going to now show you my actual setup for recording. So here's where I'm going to make my recording, and I'm going to turn this way so you can see a little better. The reason I chose this particular spot is because this piece of furniture is pretty tall, and then if you'll notice I have a stack of books on top, and then there's my laptop which is how I'm going to listen to the track to sing along with. And then I'll show you in just a moment where the phone is set up that I'm going to actually sing into. So I think that's all for this video for right now. I'm gonna go ahead and move over to this spot and get all set up, and then I'll do another little video to show you what my actual recording setup looks like. Okay, talk to you soon.